Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and you all are in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, and my business partners. And we're coming on today for a financial wellness talk. So as you all come in, go ahead and share the video, Sharing is caring, sharing is caring. All right. Peace and blessings, you all. How are you all doing, Brother Cedric and my sister Kalia? So,
Oh,
how are y'all doing today?
well,
All is well, ma'am. All is well by Allah's grace and mercy. Peace and blessings to you.
Yes, sir.
the day
Bless-
is always going for me. It's just a joy to be in the presence of you two right now.
Yeah,
I'm so elated. But thank you, Sister Denise, for asking.
you're welcome. So, walaikum salam, Sister Victoria. Thank you for tuning in. Um, just before we get started with our financial wellness talks, just want you two to, introduce yourselves to the audience and let everybody know what you all doing. And Sister Kalia, you can go first, ma'am.
Right. Well, welcome to the what is it? What are we doing? Financial
Financial.
Talk podcast. Of course, where we're going to break down some financial wellness tips. But my name is Kalia Mason. I am a regional leader out of Hampton, Virginia. I've been in the business of finance for about 3.5 years. And so my journey has not always been that uh, easy, right? Because I come from a background of jobs, whereas, there was no benefits offered. Working as an independent contractor led me to believe that, okay, I can do this, receive all my money, and not have to pay that much taxes at the end of the year. But I was sure fooled, right? So I do know that benefits are very valuable, to the two persons, on the job, right? But outside of work, we also have to do the work in building our solid financial houses as well. So I'm doing that now, and it's just been a joy and a pleasure to be on this journey toward financial wellness.
Awesome, awesome. So, Brother Cedric is back. Yes, that's beautiful, Kalia. And Brother Cedric, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Divine peace, divine love, divine light, family. My name is Brother Cedric X. I'm hailing out of Rochester, New York, the great city of Rochester, the ROC, mighty ROC. I've been in the business with Primerica for going on, I think, 5 months now. So I'm fairly new to the business of um, the finance world, which is one of the greatest decisions or one of the greatest blessings I've been presented with. And I was introduced to the business by our mighty sister Denise Muhammad. And again, it's been enlightening, empowering to my spirit and to my mental state because I'm able to teach individuals, teach the masses about the importance of finances, financial literacy, financial education. So, and it's only the beginning. But overall, again, out of Rochester, I am a district leader, and we're striving to not only educate and empower, but bring you alongside this mission.
Right.
Accept your calling because this is a beautiful calling to teach our people what the masses don't want us to know, and that's what we
Right.
have the keys. We have the keys. This amazing team that I'm a part of. We have the keys to changing lives, and that's a beautiful thing. So thank you for having me, um, Sister Denise, Sister Kalia. Being a part of this team has been very moving,
Yes.
and I'm ready for more change.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. And for myself, I've been a part of the business partner with Kalia uh, in Primerica for going on a year and a half now. And you all may know me. Those of you who don't, I before I became a licensed insurance agent, I've done credit repair. I've always been in the financial space. I have a degree in accounting, so I've always been in the financial space. And then some of you only know me from the aromatherapy and the health and wellness. So I do that as well because I do believe health and wealth go hand in hand. We really can't have one without the other, because, without the financial wellness, it can affect your physical wellness. So we want to talk about that today, the financial wellness. And so, Kalia, what would you say financial wellness looks like?
Well, I would say financial wellness looks like, planning, right? Definitely planning. It's a personal finance strategy that, everyone must work on, small things to do, budgeting, saving.
Right.
You can even have in there credit management, debt management, right? Investing, and also wealth building tools, right? That we can all utilize to create better financial mindsets and behaviors.
Right. That's beautiful. Yes, and you brought up credit. That's and I say credit. Your credit score is an indicator, kind of like your body temperature. Your credit score can also be your financial temperature. To see where you're at financially. And we always want to have that credit score where it should be as well. So yes, that's very key in budgeting, like you said, being able to not just live, paycheck to paycheck, but be able to put something aside for emergencies, because we know half the people, 50% of the people in America do not have or aren't able to actually save or don't have $1,000 in a case of an emergency. So that's very
That's
key
right.
as well.
And another thing I would add, you don't have banks or insurance companies that have the incentive to teach many people these things, right? Right. You go on the bank and what's happening? What's happening, brother Cedric?
Right.
Definitely not teaching anything. They robbing you.
Yeah, they only want you to purchase things like open a loan or open an account. And okay, you want me to open this account or get this loan, but you're not going to even educate me on that stuff. I'm just supposed to say, yeah, no, that's not going to work for me. But going back to that credit thing you said, yes, your credit impacts your financial wellness future a lot, right? And it determines on whether or not you're going to get certain things, right? So, you definitely, have to watch those things. Yes, most definitely.
Yes. And I worked in the banking industry for 15 years at Chase Bank. And like you said, they're not educating you or teaching you financial literacy. They will charge you a $34 insufficient fund fee for a $5 transaction. So it's not about helping you to learn financial literacy. It's about them getting paid, getting money off of our ignorance, pretty much. And Brother Cedric, chime in. What do you think? What does financial wellness look like to you?
Well, that's a great question. I would say for myself, understanding the importance of financial wellness coming from our teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we are taught about the importance of doing for self or suffering the consequences. So for me, that's where financial wellness is impactful, because as you all just explained, when we're looking at the banking system and how economics are set up against us, if we're not taught proper education, we're not taught the importance of budgeting, we're not taught the importance of teaching our children about how to invest. A teacher
Mhm.
ourselves wasn't taught how to invest. Definitely not in the
Right.
educational system. So, we're taught to pool our resources with like-minded individuals, as you can see here, building with like-minded individuals and impacting the culture, impacting our people by moving forward, putting things in motion that can benefit, and thinking about financial wellness. Also, too, we're taught the importance of land and ownership. You understand? So
Right.
for me, that's the most impactful portion: ownership and striving to get land. Not buying these big chains and all the other stuff that our people unfortunately have been focusing putting their funds on into, because the way that
Yes.
we spend, black people, as much as we spend, we're like a nation, literally, money that we spend yearly. That's
Right.
how impactful we are as far as currency. But when we learn proper guidance and the ways to put that money in a certain, level of energy where it needs to go to where it can benefit us, the people, that's where things begin to change. So for me, financial wellness would definitely, it comes from about being more responsible and definitely doing for self.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's
And
beautiful.
strategizing.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
And before we came on, Brother Cedric, you had brought up about in our teachings, in our supreme wisdom, about it
Yes,
talks about life insurance. Speak
yes.
on that a little bit.
Oh man, I had to pull it up. I know it's in the problem book. I know it's definitely in our problem book. I want to say it's problem number 34. Don't quote me on that. But but definitely just it's explaining the importance of protecting people. So
Right.
for me, when I came across that, I said, man, this is really a part of my calling, because this, like I said, especially how it was introduced to me. But if I can, just give me a brief second. I want to be right exact when
Yes,
I'm speaking this here. I don't want to play with that. But yeah, just coming across the lessons itself and understanding how, like I said, how it was presented to me, I said, man, this is beautiful. Um, let's see here. Yep, there it is. Right, problem number 34.
sir. Okay.
It says the uncle of Mr. W.D. Fodder lives in the wilderness of North America and works 16 hours of 24-hour every day for very little pay. He has a large family to support, and on top of that, a Satan came along and sold him life insurance
Mm.
and gave him a written guarantee that he will receive a full benefit at once on after approval of his death. Now, just that part alone, that sounded like what was sold to the brother will be what we look at as what? Whole life insurance.
Whole life.
Mhm.
And what's the question you asked? What is your whole life?
What is your whole life?
Kalia, I
Come
like
on,
how
man.
you brought that up.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your whole life?
What is your whole life?
Mm, wow, that's deep.
Yeah, and let's kind of dispel some myths about life insurance. Kalia, what do you think a few of the myths are, or untruths, or what people may think, why people don't like talking about it, or, you know, thinking they really need it or don't need it?
Well, I would say most of us, we just learned from our grandparents, maybe even our parents, that, oh, you just go to school, you get a good job, open a bank account, and work for the rest of your life, right?
Right.
It's one of those things that I think is just passed down, right, from generations to
Mhm.
generation. So it's like, if grandma got insurance on me, why do I have to get insurance on me, right?
Right.
If my job is offering insurance, I don't need insurance. I got insurance. But most people don't
Mhm.
know that job insurance is for them. They own the policy, right? So you may
Exactly.
get just a certificate of insurability, but that's about all, right? And everybody that works tend to have the same group plan. So it's like no difference, right? So
Right.
definitely have to do ourselves due diligence by going out there, looking outside of work, outside of grandma,
Mhm.
mom, and dad, right? Especially if we're 18, it's now time for you to get on your own policy.
Right.
You're a policy owner, right? Because
Yes.
you know, the younger you are, the less at risk you are to get approved.
Right. Yes. And that's what I say. Start young while you can get, a lot of coverage for really pennies,
Yeah,
literally.
low. Yes, very
Yes.
affordable.
Very affordable.
Very
And
affordable.
that's part of building that financial house that we talk about,
Right.
starting off with income protection
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
And just having
investment.
a plan to follow, right?
Right.
Because let's take, for instance, someone building a house. What are they going to start with?
The
The
foundation.
foundation, right?
Foundation.
Foundation.
That foundation, right? And so our foundation is having income protection, right? Most people don't know this, but they think that insurance is for when you die. No,
Right.
insurance is for now, right? While you have income coming in the hole, because
Mhm.
if loss of someone's income in your household is gone, so our foundation is that's devastating.
Yes.
That's devastating, right? For the person that's left with the burden. So we
Right.
have to, ensure that we're in the right products, right? That we're properly insured, not underinsured, but properly insured, and we have our
Right.
own insurance policies that we own. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. That's very powerful what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, building that solid foundation and having a plan. How do we, as we say, how do we win the game if we don't know the rules?
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
How do
Yes.
you win a
Yeah.
game if you don't know the rules? You can't, right?
Yeah,
Because
you can't.
you got to make a plan and follow it, right? And that's what people do.
Mhm.
Most people plan to fail, right? And so when we plan
Right.
to fail, we're hurting
We
ourselves.
fail to plan. Right. We fail to plan. We
We're
plan to
hurting
fail.
ourselves.
Yeah.
We're hurting
Yeah.
ourselves.
Right. Brother
Mhm.
said, do you want to chime in on anything?
I would just say overall, in society as a people, I like how Sister Kalia always says, to talk about life insurance is not sexy, for those
Right.
in that type of frame of mind, because when you're speaking of life insurance, it's like taboo. People, when you go mention
Mhm.
this life insurance, they're thinking of death automatically
Death
because
automatically.
but it's about protecting your income, you know, and you
Right.
set your people up for survival when you have life insurance. It's a sense of responsibility. You're holding yourself accountable for those that are behind you and the one that you are with. So
Right.
uh, in that we haven't been properly educated. And when you mention these things, it's like you you have to be. I don't want to say slick when you're talking about it, but you have to be very strategic when you're talking about life insurance.
Yeah.
Turn you off real quick. Like, you do what, brother? Like, listen. I'm trying to
Right.
educate you on something important here. And so again, it's always a method to everything that we do, and just understanding that it's significant to protect yourselves and your family, especially for those
Mhm.
that, just in general, because it's sad to me to see people doing GoFundmes and selling fish dinners and car wash, all these different things that you
T-shirts.
scrambling to do to take care of your loved one when they're gone, when you have the
Right.
opportunity to put things in place to make sure everything is properly protected. Everything's
Exactly.
about protection at this time. We're in a dark hour, so it's
Yeah.
very important at this time that you have to do your due diligence to put your first foot forward to make sure that you're properly protected for your children's sake, for education's sake, for home's sake, for everything. Because if
Right.
you're
Yeah.
not doing it, you can't expect your enemy to do it. To think that because you have a 9 to 5 and when you're dead and gone, that your employer is going to take care of your family, that sounds crazy. Why would
Very.
you even think of it like that? They're not taking care of you while you working for them. They slaving
Right.
you on the
Come
job.
on, Brother Cedric.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on, Brother Cedric.
Then when you die, they're gonna make sure, let's make
Yes.
sure that sister family is taken care of. Brother family, no sir, no ma'am. So we just have to
Right.
use our intelligence and be open-minded when it comes to learning about things. Because that for me, the financial service game, I didn't understand it. You know, it wasn't that it was taboo to me. It was just something that wasn't taught to me until I came
Mhm.
across this business. You know, and then once you start to get educated on it, you see where we at a deficit and why we're always losing, why we staying far behind because we wasn't properly educated and taught how to put things in motion. So
Right.
financial service, insurance, annuities, all these things are impactful to change our lives and protect our lives. That's what's most important. That's what we want to stay focused on.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. And what would you say to the mindset? Because I've heard a person say when I was with another company doing insurance, and I was interviewing this lady, and she said, "Well, um, why do I need to worry about them having something left when I'm gone? I'll be gone." So, what do you say to that mindset? How would you overcome that objection, so to speak?
Well, for me personally, I would just ask the person, would you want your family to struggle, live a good life or a great life once you're gone? I mean, because if you think other than that, I think that's pretty selfish. For you to say
Right.
that you're gone, like
Exactly.
they have to live though. Especially if you are the breadwinner, or your income is impactful to the home. Once that money is missing, once it's no longer present, that leaves people scrambling and struggling. You shouldn't want that for your people, especially not your
Right.
family. You know,
Right.
so I would just
Right.
strive to stress that point to that individual. You know, would you want them to not only have to be mourning your death and then have to mourn about or figure out about how we're gonna eat, how we're gonna survive, how are we gonna, like that? That's just crazy to me to put your people in that kind of position. It's very
Yes.
selfish.
And as we're taught, love anticipates need. So
Mm,
you say you love your family, anticipate that need of when you're
mm,
not there, especially if you're that you have that income and somebody
right.
depends on. So, yes, sir. Beautiful. Absolutely. And so, and not only focusing on the life insurance, but the opportunity that we have to impact others or help others build that wealth,
Right.
educating them and also partnering with us to be able to have another source of income.
Mm,
Let's get into that. Kalia, you want to chime in on that?
Oh, sure, sure. And again, right, we have an amazing opportunity, right, for people to come in, right, and so part of our mission statement, with the company that we're partnered with, is to help more families earn more income, and I always say by means of the opportunity that we have to offer, right, because you have
Right.
an opportunity to come in and make anywhere from $250 to $1,000, right? Licensed, of course, right? And so our opportunity has also even been cut in half where you're not even paying the full amount to go into business for yourself, but not by yourself. Because you would
right.
come on and be our business partners, right? But
Right.
it's just, I want to ensure that people understand that it's an investment for themselves,
Right.
to themselves,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Who wouldn't invest $49 to be in $1 trillion industry, right? Because
Come
the
on now.
financial services industry right now is very lucrative, okay?
Yes.
Very lucrative. And so we have an opportunity to get a state license, a state issued license in your state, right? To be able to help families understand life insurance, right? Because I find that, people are shopping around, they're shopping
Mhm.
around. And of course, in the mail, we get those solicitations from our bank to get this accidental and dismemberment insurance, right?
Yes.
But, but who's going to pay $9.99 for $1 million and think you're getting some type of value there?
Exactly. What's behind that?
No. And so I always go with plan B, which is buy term and invest the difference, right? Because I do know at the end, I got an investment that's coming straight to me and not going to the company.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, and when you brought that up about the term and invest the difference, and I want to point out the whole life product of bundling. It's kind of a bundle. You have your life insurance and your in savings. I put that in quotes, all in one. Let's dispel that and talk about that.
Oh, yes. So, with most whole life products, which I'll categorize some other products up under there, right? That we've had to also tackle. What is it? The UIL, be your own, right? Universal Index, all those other life insurances that they have out there that they name, but they're all one thing: whole life. Whole life.
Fancy name.
Yes, even if you start with term, it eventually turns to whole life if you're in one of those products, right? So, but when we look at whole life, we look at the fact that, right, when you borrow from these plans, they're taking the money from the coverage, right? It's coming from the actual coverage that you were purchasing. Now, let's just say your premium, right, is, let's say $225 a month, right? But you're having to pay this premium for 30 years. I want you to know the premium is not going to stay that amount. It's going to eventually increase, right? Then we look at it. What if I need to borrow from this policy, right? What if I really needed to borrow from this policy? Well, if I borrow from this policy, I'm borrowing from my coverage amount, not the cash that built up in that policy. Because with these policies, you're not granted both the cash value and the death benefit, right? You're not granted both, right? So what we look at here is when you do borrow, right, they're not taking it from the cash savings, they're taking it from your coverage amount, and you still have to pay it back, plus interest. But that's right. But that's my money, right? And so, we just teach people that, you have to read, because there's clauses in there that most people don't see or catch that says between 1 and 5 years, there's no money or cash savings accumulating in this policy.
Right.
Okay. So we definitely got to start reading between the fine print, right? It's there for us. It's definitely there for us to see.
Yes. And then the fact that it doesn't start building cash value for maybe 2 to 3, sometimes 5 years. And
right.
Most people don't realize that.
And then eventually you have most of these policies that tend to act like a policy on steroids because the payment gets so out of control. It's steadily climbing, right? Now with term, we do know there's a set amount that you pay for a term, right? And that's all you're going to pay.
Right.
Okay. And then let's just tack on that investment piece, right? That investment is what you're working toward building, right? In your investment savings account, right? But it's also giving you a higher rate of return or a rate of return on your money. Because I say, don't put your money in the bank. Don't put no money in the bank. If you're gonna put money anywhere, put it under your mattress or in a shoebox. Because we all know that your money is not doing anything just sitting in a bank, right? So yes, investment towards your retirement is the way to go, right? And start off if you're a beginner with at least, something small, a small rate of return, and work your way up so that you become that more aggressive investor so that you can see a lot of money at the end where you don't have to return back to anybody's job ever.
Right. And eventually become self-insured.
Yes.
And who's teaching that?
Nobody but us. Nobody but us, right?
All right. This is beautiful. And Before we, start wrapping it up, Brother Cedric, I want you to chime in and share your testimony, your powerful, powerful testimony, partnering with this business and the success that you've had in such a short time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Again, it was a godsend, because being that things that I was experiencing at that period of time in life, going through a certain transition, and I happened to see the opportunity here on Facebook, where we live right now, from my sister here, Denise. She posted about, I forgot exactly what the post read, but it was something regarding about the business, and it kind of piqued my interest a little bit. So luckily I tapped in, and just from the offset of joining one of the Zoom calls and listening, I said, well, okay, this is a lot of information that I definitely don't know anything about, and I was seeing how important, the information was, and seeing how impactful it could be to just change my life in general. And being that I have children, I said, well, this is something I definitely need to pass on to them, So I want to say that was the end of August when I joined, and began the process. And later on was probably about, I want to say maybe about that first week, second week of September, I was introduced to our regional leader, Ms. Kalia. And man, it started rocking, because it's a process. It's a process
Right.
to start out, to build, to get the traction. The wheels got to hit the ground first, So once the wheels start hitting the ground, and I'm getting a better understanding of how to operate in this business, I had to recruit some people and get some policies under my belt. And doing those things, again, just speaking with the people, explaining to them what it is that I'm a part of at this time, I was just seeing just the eyes light up when you say certain stuff to people, how it affected them. Like, okay, this is important, So for myself, I think that first, because we do what it's called, you have the stock of what's called a food trainer bonus, and that's just doing the training, getting on calls with brothers and sisters and explaining to them the importance of what it is that I'm into, what we're doing, how we're educating our people, and getting them properly protected. So I think that, what was that? I had 5 recruits, and I did about 5 policies. So what that amounted to for me personally, I gained over $1,200 in 1 month, which was quick, And the beauty of, and with doing that, I received a promotion, and receiving that promotion, now I went from making a little small change to making some more change, And that's the beauty of in this business, you self-promote yourself.
Can I know something, Brother Cedric? How much you make an hour now, though? Really? How much
I'm looking at $500 an hour. $500 an hour, and that's just helping one family.
Right.
25 to 30 minutes. Getting you properly protected. That, like I said, it's appeasing to the heart and the mind, knowing that I'm not out here selling no burgers or nothing to anybody that's doing this kind of stuff. When I'm not putting poison in your body, I'm helping you protect yourself and educate you. And at the same time, again, if you join the business with us, now you're properly protected income-wise, because now you're doing something for yourself. As I, reiterated from the beginning, we're taught to do for ourselves, and in this line of work, you're doing for yourself. You're investing in yourself. You're finding the importance of your entrepreneurial mind state, which we have to have in this day and age, especially with what's going on in the world. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. Please don't get it confused, because I have to do that myself at this point in time, just a little bit, until I get. Because again, it's all about the work you put in,
Right.
And like I say, for me, going through the transition that I was going through, I was in a dark space mentally for a second. This was the light, like I was explaining to Sister Denise before we got on. This business for me is more so, it's so much deeply rooted around the teachings. Although people in this world, they may not understand that that's a part of the business as well, but being that I'm divinely guided, with a beautiful teacher, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, under the divine leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, this is teaching me the importance of applying myself. We're taught when we out with our Final Call newspaper, this is a form of business. When we're going door to door, this is a people's business. We're in a people's distribution business, so it goes hand in hand for me.
Right.
Distributing the Final Call and distributing insurance is all the same. It's all one and the same, because at the end of the day, I'm enlightening my people by God's grace and mercy.
Right.
So the process for myself,
Yes.
it's been beautiful. I'm only I understand. But again, the impact is making in my mindset and my life and what I'm able to show my children. You know, like my daughter was asking me earlier, what are you doing? You know, or, no matter of fact, it wasn't this morning. It was last night. I was on a Zoom call. What it is that you do? I said, I'm gonna show you some more of what I'm doing a little later on. But this is what's gonna change our life. This is gonna properly protect you and be able to fund the things that you love to do. You know, and that's what I love most about this business. You know, and it's family oriented. You know, I love our leadership. I got to give a shout out to Coach Cal, Coach Ayana, change your life.
Yes.
Yes. You got to tap in. When you see us posting stuff, this is not, nobody's not trying to spam you. We striving to change your life, you know, because again, this is an open door opportunity for you to do something for yourself. There's nothing greater than working for yourself, and nobody's ever going to pay you like you pay yourself.
That's right.
That's right. Especially with that life insurance license. You
gotta have a license, baby.
Print money pretty much. Where can you go and make $500 in 30 minutes?
Come on now.
20 minutes legally. If you
got to put it legally behind it.
Right, legally, exactly.
Yeah, legally, right. and you know, you're right about that, Brother Cedric, because you know, one of the things that our coaches tell us, right, is that we have to go out there and we have to speak to people, right? We want this to be impactful information to reach the masses, right? And so I'm too thankful for our coaches because, you know, I don't come from a financial background or accounting background like Sister Denise, right? My background is in mental health. And so, but as long as I'm able to still help people in a capacity, right, that I can help people, you know, that's why I want to do this, right? That's why I'm here. And so, you know, a lot of the times we don't think about, you know, what's the unknown, right? We don't think about the unknown, you know, and we just got to prepare. We got to prepare because no one is promised tomorrow, right? Time is definitely precious, right? And time is currency, right? Yes. Time is currency. Yes. So, but, you know, just keeping the main thing, right, in your life, right? I can see, you know, everyone's life being fruitful, right? Making plans for your future, right? Setting goals, clear goals, having conviction, you know, when you set those goals, right?
Right.
You don't let anyone deter you from what it is that you know, right? That's you know, and life is about constant learning, guys, constant learning. Definitely. So I am definitely grateful for this opportunity to have partnered with each of you, each of my business partners. I'm so proud of you. I feel like I birthed you, my babies. I'm just so proud of you two and your growth in business. You know, Brother Cedric, you know, I told him, Sister Denise, we prayed for someone like him. We prayed for someone like him to join the business, you know, because we want structure. You know, part of my mission here is to be self-sufficient, right? Self-insured, right? We eat our own home cooking, right? And so we definitely got to go out there and find things that is going to be enriching to our lives every day.
Right. Beautiful. Yes. So we are going to wrap it up. I just want to share that if you all want to, if you're watching this on Sister Kalia's page or Brother Cedric's, reach out to them. We do free financial needs analysis to see where you're at, to help you structure and build that financial house. Also, tomorrow, Thursday, we have our webinar, free financial literacy webinar. You can tune in with us for that and just come and get the financial education, see what we're talking about, see what it's all about. And if you decide to partner with either of us, we're here. We're a very supportive team. Kalia is very supportive. And yeah, I really enjoy, you know, being a part of this. It's a ministry, as I was speaking with Brother Cedric earlier. It really is a ministry.
Yes, it definitely is.
So I put on the screen Yeah, so tomorrow tomorrow, Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're doing a financial literacy webinar. You can text 713-482-1624, text WFH, and you'll get the link. That stands for work from home. You'll get the link to our webinar. All
That's
right.
right.
And let's see if we have any questions. If you all have any questions, you can put them in the comments. I don't see any. Or reach out to either one of us if you, want to come on
On Facebook.
and get that information tomorrow. You all have any last words, anything else you want to share, and how they can reach out to you?
Yes. So I am also on Facebook, and Sister Denise is a business partner of mine. I think we are also on Instagram as well together. So you can find me there as well. But yes, please come out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us to get some basic financial literacy. And also, if you're looking for an opportunity to have a work from home or remote position, definitely join the call so that you can get the full business overview and what it is that we do and how we're compensated.
Yes, Brother Cedric.
Yes, yes. Again, Facebook, Instagram, Cedric X. Feel free to inbox any questions you may have. I'm open, and the opportunity is here, and we're ready to help change your life to put you in the proper position where you belong. You know, you got to take control of your destiny. Don't allow no one to lead you or mislead you. It's time to take control of your life. Let's do it the right way. Contact us anytime, and we hope to see you tomorrow night on our Zoom. Peace and
That's
blessings.
Peace and blessings.
and blessings.
Thank you all for tuning in. And with that being said, until next time, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.